Hey, what's up? This is Memory Camp, and today we're going to be talking about planning expeditions. So, I'll kind of go over how I'm personally using the internet, YouTube, and different sources to plan adventures, road trips, through hikes. I mean, the internet is definitely going to be your best friend with this. Also, and I can't really not mention this, once you get to the spot, ask the locals. So I know there's a couple steps and process getting to the location, but once you get to the town, the trailhead, the city, country, anything that you're, journeying to that you have no clue, locals will give you the best spot, will also give you the best information on maybe certain things are closed, maybe certain things aren't on the internet, the map's wrong, all those things. So ask the locals. But before you get there, obviously we're going to need the internet to plan this. What I typically do is utilize a couple different sources, but honestly YouTube I think is a really good place to start. One, because you have videos of the actual trail, the location, and that makes a big difference. Pictures on the internet, obviously these days with the cameras and different things, I mean, you can go to a place and make it look absolutely amazing. And then you get there and you're like, wow, like a fisheye camera lens and, a couple editing programs, and it looks amazing. And then you're kind of not disappointed, but just like, wow, should have done a little bit more research. That's why YouTube is the best thing in my opinion. So when I find a location, like right now I'm looking at the Seminole State Forest. I've never been there. It's a local spot here in Florida where I'm from. I'm planning on doing some camping, so nothing major, but I can, go online, look at the government websites, which are a great way to start, but they're not too detailed. A lot of them, unless it's a big major park like a Yosemite, a Zion, some of these state forests and different wilderness places, they're not really up to date on what's really happening there currently. So I'm going to find the government website, I'm going to look at the map, I'm going to kind of look at a couple different things, and I can see there's multiple different shelters on this map right here. I can kind of look at what I'm going to do, what trailhead I'm going to park at, what camp looks best. Obviously some have water, some don't, but I'm going to take it a step further and copy and paste like moccasin camp, and I'll throw that into YouTube and type in moccasin camp Seminole State Forest, and that will give me numerous different videos of people who've camped there, reviewed it, and that's going to give me a better idea if it's going to be really worth the effort, my time, if it's maybe there's something that I'm not going to like about that campsite to make me make my final decision on planning my trip. And then it kind of spurs into this wormhole of you find all this other information. You might find all kinds of different adjacent caves, cliffs, waterfalls, places that you want to travel to, camp out, and it makes it a lot more informative than just kind of getting the campsite at the government website and going there and being like, oh, this is great, or it's a roll of the dice, it might not be so great. So that's how I plan these out. Now, you can also use Google Earth. Using Google Earth and zooming in on the location will give you a good idea of what you're going to be up against as far as terrain. Is there going to be water, trees? Is there going to be people nearby? Is there road access, trail access, all these things? So another good one is using Google Earth when you've pinpointed the location that you want to kind of zoom in and get an overall view. Also printing out the maps, very good idea. It's a cheap alternative to going out and purchasing a map, and some of these local ones I don't think they really have any colored maps other than the black and white kind of thing that you get at the trailhead, which that's not too informative either. Once you've locked in all this information, it's always good to save it too, whether you bookmark the page on the net or you're print it out and make notes. I keep a lot of my information kind of in a binder, kind of like a school binder. different states, different parks, entrance fees, camping, car camping. Do you need a permit? Do you not need a permit? Are dogs allowed? You know, is there any other specific things of that region that you might want to know? And after you get going with that, I mean, you get a lot of cool information, and hopefully share it with other people, or when you plan a journey to go back, you're extremely informed and, you know, can make it that much more enjoyable. So YouTube, the search, put a filter on too. I'm trying to think of other things. Putting a filter on maybe within the last 6 months, last year, the last 2 years, what have you. Something that's not going to be from, you know, 2006. You know, like a lot of things have changed. 10 years, you know, 15 years down the road. I mean, like, I can't even tell you how many places I've been to within 2 or 3 years. Everything is different there. From climate change, from, you know, droughts to floods to, I mean, just tourism in general. And maybe that's a good segue into the last thing I'm going to talk about. When you get this information in certain spots, if you can please be aware and be sensitive about how fragile this ecosystem is, how fragile these places are. When you post things online and you do certain things, it's great because it does allow people to experience them as well, and you can share in the enjoyment of these natural wonders. But it's also opening a floodgate to people damaging them, people disrespecting them, people just normal wear and tear of, hey, you know, 100 people will visit the spot in a year, and now all of a sudden, a year later, 10,000 people are coming because someone made a crazy YouTube video and it's gone viral. Like, I've seen it. I've definitely seen it happen. So tread lightly, you know, be respectful. Please clean up the trash. Please pack everything out. Leave no trace. And let's leave this world a better place. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll be checking in with some more videos on navigation, and once you get to the actual trail site, how to navigate and get to your spot. So be on the lookout. Thanks.